Hello everybody and welcome back to episode 6 of our survival let's play series. There we go guys, we are back. We have a few little things set up out here and that's all part of today's episode, which I'm really excited about. But first of all, as always, we are starting off continuing our plight to a Fortune 3 pickaxe. I don't know how many we've tried so far, but oh yeah, and there's a little hint of what we're doing today. I don't know how many times we have tried to get ourselves a Fortune 3 pickaxe. But for some reason, guys, it just won't give it to us. Oh, so we're gonna try efficiency 4 again. Please, we have used so many. Oh my goodness. What is that, like 3 or 4 silk touch pickaxes? Yeah. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3 silk touch pickaxes. Alright, you know what guys? We are not going to stop today until we get it. We are going to keep on fighting, and we are going to get ourselves Fortune 3. That's right. I don't care how many diamonds we go through. So there we go. There's our another 3. Actually, we will have to stop eventually when we run out of levels, but here we go. Come on, come on. Yes! Guys, yes! Both my hands are in the air right now. Finally! Finally, we have done it. Oh, that took way too long. Oh, man. Well, I mean, I guess it's done. We can't complain. Okay, guys, well, this is going to be the perfect opportunity for me to show you why I put myself through that and refuse to mine my diamonds without Fortune 3. I'm just going to dump all my stuff in here real fast. So, as you can see, we have 36 diamond ore and our Fortune 3 pickaxe. So, we're just going to place these out and you will see how many diamonds we get by using Fortune 3. Right here. Wow, we actually have quite a lot of this stuff. I've been doing quite a bit of mining, so yeah, we deserve every one of these diamonds, okay guys? Alright, here we go. I'm not going to look at my inventory at all. I'm just going to go through, and once we're done mining, we'll see how many we got. Wow, that was a really good first one. Not looking, just keep going. And guys, this will also mean that we have tons of extra coal and all sorts of stuff now, mining with Fortune 3. And I'm sorry for the background noise. There's some crazy stuff going on out front of my house. So if you guys can hear that, I apologize. Alright guys, so anyway, we had 36. And we now have... Oh my goodness. Well, we definitely doubled, we almost tripled the amount of diamonds that we would have had. That, people. That is why you get Fortune 3. Oh yes, man, that was well worth it. And actually, now that we look at it, let's go ahead, let's do a shovel as well, because we don't have a shovel, and we have the levels for it, so we'll go ahead and craft ourselves up a shovel, and that's going to help us in today's project, actually. And so in case you haven't guessed, I think I even told you last episode, but today we'll be building our animal farms, our animal pens, which I am so excited about. These are going to be rubbish. Enchanting is just not for me. Anyway, these are going to be some really, really cool looking pens. And I can't wait to get started on them. So, those are most of the materials we'll need. We're going to need to come back, get some pumpkins, and I'm just going to harvest all those at some point once we get there. And like I mentioned a little while ago, we're going to be building these pens on like the far side of our clearing that we have. So we went ahead and cleared like all this area, and so our pen, or all of our pens, we will have access to all 4 animals, are going to be way on that side. And that way it'll kind of like curve around and then hook up with our farmland over there. And yeah, I mean, very practical. I like how it's going to be more on the outskirts of the city. So yeah, there we go. And I have tried this design out in a creative world. I spent quite a bit of time testing it out, and it looks really good. So we'll go ahead and grab our bed for when night comes. Ooh, our inventory is full. Okay, you. Gonna get creative here, guys. Inventory management 101. That goes there. Boom. They didn't see that coming. Okay, this is really frustrating me. So, as you guys know, I've been complaining about lag on like pretty much all of my episodes, and I finally figured out why. It's that I've been moving files into my iCloud storage instead of just regular storage, and it keeps on getting full and then like running out of space, obviously. And it means that I don't have any game memory, I guess, to render or for my game to play. So I'm kind of left with nothing, and I finally fixed it, and I'm still getting these really bad frame weights, guys. No, frame rates. So yeah, that's a bit of a pain, but hey, it is what it is. Okay, so I was planning it out. Over there's our house. We're gonna have fields kind of coming all the way around. We'll have I want to have a little village that will hook up kind of along this river, and it'll have like all of our animals and all of our crops, and then it kind of gets shipped up the river into the city. I don't really want to chop down more trees. It's just a pain. But this area is all part of the city. Oh, I didn't want to have to do this. Okay, guys, I don't think we have a choice. It's not going to be a big area, but I think from just this little area right here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clear it out. And I won't bother you guys with a time lapse of it or anything like that. You have seen plenty of cherries getting chopped down recently. So I'll go ahead and nail that, and then I'll be right back with you once it's finally all done. Well, there we go. Once again, a forest has been cleared, and I went ahead and I took up all the long bits of grass and just kind of tidied the edges up a little bit and made it look a bit nicer. That way we can jump right into building. So my plan right now is obviously this, and all this area is going to be fields. And then I want it to kind of lead into the village. And this is just going to be your little outskirt farming village area. So you'll kind of come in on the little main street, and then there will be some small little, not necessarily docks, but like a tiny little wharf for small little boats to come and sail up and down the river. And so you'll come up, and I'm thinking that we'll go ahead and put a farm or a animal pen right over here, just in this little area, and give them quite a bit of space because I don't want it to be super crammed and I want to have quite a few. And then we have this space down here. And so what I'm thinking here is we could possibly have like a little, even this out a bit and have a path that comes down, and then put a stable right in here. And then this, once we have horses, this will be where we keep our horses. Of course, we'll put a fence up so they can't escape. But yeah, and so that'll be where the horses are. And one idea that I was having is I don't necessarily want to have a pen for every animal. I was almost thinking we should just have a pen for the pigs because, as you can see, we have quite a few of them around here, so they're kind of like your native animal, I guess. And so if we just had an exterior, like a visible pen for pigs, and then we could have underground like some actual efficient farms for cows and sheep and chickens, all those things that actually matter. But yeah, I don't want to have a bunch of different farms, so I think we're just going to go with pigs, and they can be like this little village's export, I guess, main export. So anyway, let's jump right into building this, or actually this is not our project chest. Here we go. So we're going to first of all just kind of lay out the boundaries for this guy. And so as I was clearing this out, I kind of had another idea, and that is, why don't we almost build this world up, or this area up, as if we were in real life. So for example, in like real life, if you go back in history, people didn't just suddenly start creating these huge cities like Athens and some of those well-known ancient cities. They didn't just spring up. You started off with villages, which would be this area, and then they slowly built up into big cities and communities which is kind of what I want to do. I want to try that out a little bit and see how that would work, because I think that would be a lot cooler than just jumping right into a big old build. Now that does not mean that we're not going to be building over there soon. I want to start getting buildings in there by episode 10, I think, so those will be coming right around the corner. But as of now, I do think I want to focus on this area a little bit, because I really enjoy it. I think this is a really beautiful area, and we could definitely, yeah, do some cool stuff with it. So this pen is just kind of, actually no, let's have it go around this tree. Curve along through here, and then we're going to cover this pond up eventually. And so what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of laying out, I'll go ahead and just show you the process right now. I'm laying out kind of the main boundaries, and then we'll go through and we'll throw our trapdoors right on top. My trapdoors look like spruce doors in the texture pack, which I really like. Makes them look good. And so you're just kind of wanting to randomly space them out in the shape of your animal pen. And then I'm going to use spruce fences because that's what I used over at my house. And you just kind of mix and match them and get them, use these to join together these different pillars. It gets kind of tough on ledges like that. Yeah, we'll just have to go with that. But yeah, you just kind of go through and you splotch these around, and it looks really good. And then the part that will make this build really come together will be when we, yeah, that works, when we do the detail of the floor. And I know that sounds really stupid, like why are you putting detail into the floor of your animal pen? But it looks so great, guys, and everything we want here, we want to look beautiful. That's the point of this world. It's like, we want it to look beautiful on the outside, but then have a lot of practicalities like hidden and make it efficient and very useful, I guess, but make sure that isn't visible or easily visible, at least kind of hide it from the naked eye. And whether we go underground or put that inside of buildings, I don't really know. But that's kind of the shape we have, and then I'm just going to have it kind of curve along here and then bulk back out a little bit, so maybe one there. Let's put one back in here, one there, and then it's going to start coming back out. And right here will be where our entrance is. So anyway, guys, I'm going to continue on with that, and then I'll be right back with you. Well, there we go, guys. We are pretty much all done with this pen. We just have to do these last few blocks right here. And, oopsies, we'll go ahead and put some coarse dirt. We're using coarse dirt, some green clay, which I know is interesting, leaves, and then we're also doing something a bit different for lighting, which is pretty cool in my opinion. What it is we have a jack-o'-lantern, and then a bucket of water, and a lily pad. And yeah, that looks good. That looks good. That's down in the corner. There we go. There's our light. Okay. So there we go, guys. This is what it looks like. I know it's fairly messy, but you know, I think it works great for a pig pen. It's obviously very beautiful in my opinion. I really like how it looks. And yeah, it's just kind of that messy, organic feel, and I really like that. So the next step will be to run back, grab some carrots. We have pigs all around here, so it's not going to be a pain getting pigs. But we'll go ahead and just harvest a few of our carrots and get some of our lovely friends over in our nice new pen. And then the other thing we're going to be doing is, you know that tree, the tree that is in our pen, we're going to be turning that into a much better looking custom tree. And so yeah, that's just going to make it look a lot better. And then that's what we'll end up doing for most of the trees in our little area. Whoops, I accidentally broke that guy. So there we go, that's basically all our carrots. We could use leads, I guess, if we wanted to, but there's no reason not to. The pigs are so close that it's a nice and easy walk-in. So anyway, guys, it's actually been like 3 days since I recorded that last clip. I had to backlog a little bit. So, yeah, I'm getting back in the swing of things now, but it took me a long time to make this video because I've been out of town. So go ahead and grab a few of these guys, throw this in our offhand, and then we'll just bust down this stuff so that it's easy for them to get in. Welcome to your new home, piggies. Perfect. Okay, we'll just plop that guy. I think we'll do something different for the entrance at some point, but for now I think that works. It looks pretty good. Alright, piggies, breed you guys up, and we'll start working on creating our pig army. But there we go, right now it's all looking good. Okay, sweet. Well, that's all done, guys. The next thing, like I mentioned, is going to be making this tree look better. I messed around a little bit off camera, and I just made the roots look a little bit better. But yeah, there are a few more things that we'll do to help the base of the tree look better, and then also just the majority, like the main leaves and all that, look well. Look good. English. Ugh. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go ahead, gather stuff up for that, and then once again, I will be right back with you. Okay, so all the materials have been gathered, and the way we're gonna do this base, first of all, I've already laid out like all the oak wood where I want it to be, but now we're just gonna use some spruce because spruce looks a lot like oak wood, and so we're kind of gonna use that to give this a more, I guess, natural feel. Some people don't really like how I do this, but I think it looks good, and I mean, if there's an overwhelming disagreement, then maybe we won't do it in the future, but for now I'm going to try it. So anyway, what we do is you just kind of come along, and not everywhere, but in some places, you're just going to put some spruce to kind of balance out the transition, I guess, and kind of try to get rid of some of the ugliness of, let me find an example, of like this side of the wood, because it doesn't look good like that in a tree. Trees don't have that look to them in real life. It would all be kind of this this bark, and so we're just trying to eliminate a lot of that ugliness. So anyway, just doing something like that, it just kind of builds up the base more, and as long as you don't look too closely, I think it looks good. I enjoy that style. Maybe put one there. Yeah, let's not do that. That just overdoes it a little bit. So anyway, now that that's all done, we're going to come back to the top here, and we're just going to kind of shape it into more of a droopier, kind of like an enchanted oak tree, because this is an enchanted area that we have going. So these trees, they're very old, as you can see. They've been around for a long time, and we're just going to kind of give them a bit more of a droopy feel, show their age and their wisdom, I guess. So the way we do that is we just kind of bring them down in branches like this, and you just want to make sure they're not super skinny or anything like that, and you're gonna do that in a few places, as well as kind of cut back on some of the squariness of these trees, because they do look a lot like squares, I guess. That's just the way Minecraft generates trees in this game. So we'll go ahead and we're gonna do that a little bit in some areas, and then off camera I'll do the top because it'll be a pain for me to get all the way up there. And the other thing that we'll do is I like using spruce leaves in these, and so you just go back and in a few areas you replace what you have with spruce. And I mean, it spices things up a little bit. It makes you, like, you look at the tree and you say, oh, that looks cool, and then you look again and you see that there are different leaves, and it kind of makes you think and draws more attention to the tree, I guess, which is what I'm going for. So go ahead and you just kind of spice these around in a few places. You don't want to put them everywhere, but just here and there, kind of dash them around. So anyway, something like that, and yeah, I'm going to go ahead. Now that you guys get the process, I need some junk blocks. Now that you guys understand the process, I'm going to go ahead and run back, get some junk blocks, and then kind of do the rest off camera. That way you guys don't have to see me jumping around and doing everything. So anyway, guys, I will be right back. And there we go. As the sun rises over the top of it, you can see that there are a few differences to just a regular tree. Like, you look at something like that, and there's obviously something different about this tree, and it draws your eye. So as you look, you begin to see the different details that we've added in. And of course this tree isn't perfect, and that's probably a good thing. You don't want a perfect tree because, well, yeah, then it's obviously not a tree. Trees are not perfect, they're natural. And where did our pigs go? Where did our pigs go? What? They can't jump over this. We can, but their AIs trick them so they can't. Huh. We have that one guy. Okay guys, I'm very confused. I'm gonna real quick relog and see what's wrong. Breaking news. I was wrong. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if there's an update that patched this or something, but that does not work anymore. Apparently, if you just have one block and then a trapdoor on top, then mobs can still climb in and out, which I didn't think was possible. Normally mobs see that and they don't think they can get out, but anyway, I just had to go around and I made it 2 blocks high and then added those on top. It doesn't look as good as it did before, but I still don't think it looks bad. I don't think it looks bad at all, actually. So anyway, we did that, and then we also went ahead and got more pigs in here. Quite a few of them, actually, as you can see. So we'll just be slowly breeding these guys up, and yeah, this village will be a giant pig export. Plenty of bacon coming from here. Ooh, you thought you could make it. You thought you could make it, pig. Anyway. Well guys, yeah, I think that's gonna do it for today. I know this has been a bit of a shorter episode, but I've been very short on time lately. That's gonna be changing now that life's getting back to normal, so don't worry. Schedule should be getting back. Aside from Flynnland, I have some news for Flynnland on what's going on there, but I'll let you guys know in a different video. Anyway guys, yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please be sure to leave a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then be sure to subscribe and stay up to date on all of my new content that'll be coming out. But anyway guys, until next time, this has been Flynn, and keep on creating.